stage, this next comedian is a refugee from New Jersey living on the Upper West Side. Make some noise for Janice Maffei.
Great to be here. I've just come back from North Carolina, and we're a little bit happier in North Carolina, and I wonder why, and I think it's because of the presence of all those inspirational messages. You'll see them on like pillows, napkins, plaques on the wall, live, laugh, love. If you live in the city, you kind of know your average lifespan is 20 years less because we have bike lanes. And in those bike lanes, you will see the occasional bike, of course, but there are motorized scooters, there are electric bikes, there are mopeds, Vespas, and you'll also see like some Harleys racing from the West Village to the Bronx with a hot pizza. It's very, very dangerous. Now they have streeteries on the other side of the bike lanes, right? And so the waiters have to cross these bike lanes. They're wearing helmets now. They're going over there and to wait on both the rats and the locals waiting for their next meal. It's a very crazy thing. Totally unregulated. I want you to know that on the books right now in New York City is a regulation that you may not wear slippers outside after 10 p.m. True story. But you know what? Jump into that bike lane right off the Daytona and you're good to go. In North Carolina, they do have messages everywhere. In fact, I went to visit someone and the doormat said, "We hope you love dogs." And I'm like, I'm ambivalent. Should I still let it out? I love like charming, friendly dogs, but I do not like angry and intrusive dogs, to be very frank with you. And it's like, are we going to get into like a skirmish before we even like get to that glass of wine, And so the door opens, and immediately the dog's snout is kind of in my private parts, if I say so. And I'm like, wait, what? And, it's like, well, this is just Luther being Luther. He just loves to get your essence right away. Wow, it's interesting to see a dog celebrated for something that would send a 15-year-old boy to his room. Definitely. Now, on closer examination of Luther, it doesn't seem that he's totally happy being a dog. He seems like he wants to carry a flag, like he wants to be human and carry a flag in an insurrection. So it's like, wow, Luther, and so you go into the house and you might find, as I did, there's a sign on the wall. The Dickersons, Frank, Faith, Fiona, and Freddie. And I just have to ask myself, don't you know who you are? Do you actually need a sign? Wake up in the morning and like drag a cup of coffee to the sign and go like, wait a second, Frank, Freddie, today am I Faith? I mean, this stuff is crazy. There are these messages, like, make today great. Can it just be average? Can it just be still breathing at 10 p.m. while we're watching I Love Lucy reruns? Like, it could be a very good day. There's just a lot of pressure, I think, on parents, on children, test your limits, dare to dream. When we dream here in the city, we're thinking about another closet. Our greatest aspiration is to have our own washer and dryer. For here. There are these signs, and occasionally you come across a sign that's actually like a sign where you're like, I'd like to remember this sign, and I'm this is totally unrehearsed. I am going to ask you to read this sign out loud.
Drink to make other people more interesting.
How's it going for you so far? You know, I do too, and I wish I had said that instead of Ernest Hemingway. But anyhow, for your very good work, I'd like you to take this as a part of your permanent club. So, it's led me to think that, you know what, maybe I should start my own sign company. You know, what kind of signs might I have? Like, here's one. Rats are God's way of saying, time to move back to the suburbs. For my girlfriends out there, here, gals, are we not? You're beautiful for a woman who no longer gives a crap about Kelly Pat. For those of you who might find yourself in a period of celibacy, whether by choice or circumstance, I would like to offer this idea. Goodbye, sex. Hello, linguine. I have some experience with this. That linguine comes in many forms. It's spicy, it can be slurpy, can be meaty, and it can be deeply satisfying. And finally, just to keep us all in the place where we want to be, my favorite sign of all, call your mother.